Hello everyone, we are from the Consulting and Strategy Club of IIM Lucknow. This video is a part of the video series that we have launched for consulting interviews. Today we'll be focusing on profitability cases and we'll be doing a revenue case. These are the most fundamental type of cases which can be asked in any case interview, be it for MBB or any other company. Hi Dia.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Let's do a case.
Sure.
The client is a pharma company and it has recently launched a new handheld device. The sales for this device have not been picking up since launch. I want you to identify the reasons.
Sure. So to reiterate the problem statement, the client is a pharma company who has recently launched a handheld device and the sale for this has not been picking up since the launch.
Yes.
So I need to identify reasons for the sale.
Yes.
Is there any other objective that
No.
I need to implement? Okay. So when you say sales have not been picking up since the launch, can you tell me how long has it been?
We've launched it in last 6 months.
Last 6 months, okay. And how behind is the sales from your target?
60% lower than what was expected.
Okay. 60%. Okay. Right. And a little about this handheld device. Could you tell me what the device is exactly?
So this is a blood pressure measuring machine.
Okay.
It's kind of normal machine wherein it has a screen and a strap attached to it.
Right.
So the strap is wrapped around the arm and the screen gives you the reading.
Okay. Okay. So this is BB measuring device. Got it. Now coming to your company. So for how long have you been operating as a pharma company?
10 years.
10 years. And where?
We have operations pan India
Pan India.
and we are headquartered in Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay. So what are your core competencies exactly as a pharma company?
So we have one other sugar diabetes measuring machine.
Okay.
That's our major product and
Okay.
this is the second new product that we've launched.
Okay. So are you well known in the market? With
Yes,
this
we are.
brand? Okay, right. So now the product, like we discussed, it's a handheld BP measuring device. Could you tell me whether this device is one of a kind or whether you are facing competition in this segment?
No, so this is one of a kind device for measuring blood pressure specifically.
Okay.
The other devices which are there in the market are the ones which are used by the doctors only.
Doctor, so that those would be the traditional.
The traditional BP measuring
Okay.
machines.
And that those are not self-administered.
No. You need some knowledge
Okay.
to do that.
Okay, got it. So one of a kind. And what is the customer segment that you're targeting with this product?
So we are looking at targeting customers who are age 40 or above because we believe that they are the ones who are biggest prone to blood
Okay.
pressure.
And through what channel are you targeting them?
So as of now we are focusing on both pharmacies as well as hospitals.
Right.
Yeah, only these two channels.
And both these channels have not seen a rise in
No, so pharma's channel has been somehow meeting the targets. However, hospital is one channel which has been contributing to the biggest decline.
Okay. So could you elaborate a bit more, like in hospitals, I mean, do you mean the chemist shop in the hospital or is there a direct contact? Or
So whenever you go to a doctor, the doctor
Right.
recommends some machine. So by hospitals we mean the doctors which are recommending those.
Okay, the doctors
So
recommend.
the chemist shops which are there in the hospitals would be included in pharmacies.
Would be in pharmacies. Okay, right. Okay, and those are meeting the sale targets and
No, the doctor's recommendations are not meeting it.
not meeting that. Okay, got it. So before diving into the problem with my structure, I just have one last clarifying question. Is there any supply side issue that I need to look into? I mean, are your products reaching the market or is it a demand side problem?
Okay. No, I think it's the demand side problem. We have been pushing the product quite well.
Okay.
The supplies are there, but the demand is not there.
Okay, sure. So I'll take 30 seconds to just lay down my structure.
Makes sense.
Okay. So on a broad level, I have laid down the customer journey approach.
Okay.
wherein it starts with need, where we will be discussing the very need for a BP measuring device.
Okay.
Say factors such as the overall health that is improved of the country
Okay.
is not conducive for our product.
Yeah.
So we will be discussing those factors here. In awareness, we will be talking about the promotions you're undertaking and the inorganic promotions that are happening because of the product.
Okay.
Promotions or any kind of negative PR that is there.
Sure.
Then we will discuss the affordability. Where we'll touch upon the price point of the product.
Okay.
And compare it to your direct substitutes, which is the old PP machines.
Sure.
Then in accessibility, we will discuss it in two folds. One would be accessibility to the channel,
Okay.
in this case the hospitals, and second would be accessibility to the product, as in once if someone is in the channel and then they are not able to access the product.
Fine.
And in experience, we would talk about the purchase experience and then the use experience.
Okay.
So is there any particular bucket that I should delve deep into?
Let's focus on awareness first.
Awareness. Okay. So in awareness, like I discussed, one would be the organic promotions, which is through say any influencers in the market.
Okay.
And the other would be inorganic, the ones that you're pushing through your promotions,
Okay.
promotional activities, which would be the trade promotions. Here we will discuss the effectiveness of your sales force,
Okay.
and the any advertisements or etc. that you
Makes sense.
are undertaking.
Yeah.
So here, first if I start with organic promotions, where we will discuss the perception and the role of influencers.
Okay.
So in the hospital channel, you said the major touch point is the doctor.
Is the doctor.
Right.
Right.
So is there a chance that the doctor is not really pushing your product?
I think that's why people are not buying it
Okay.
from this channel.
And is the doctor bad mouthing your product as well?
He may be not sure.
Okay. And do we know the reason for that, or should I?
Let's delve into that.
Okay. So for that, I would require to know a bit about the price point of the product.
Okay.
So how much does your device cost?
2,700 rupees per unit.
2,700. And what would be the life of the product?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. And how much does a visit to the doctor cost when a person wants to get the BP?
On an average, 100 rupees
100 rupees.
Yeah.
Okay.
per visit.
Per visit. And a person would visit the doctor, say, how many times in a month or a year for BP?
It actually depends on
It
the level
depends.
of problem that you have. So as of now, you can assume, say,
In
in a year at least 10 times or 15 times.
15 times.
Huh.
Okay, so if I take 15 times, it would be 1,500 rupees for the doctor's revenue
Yes.
in a year.
Yes.
And if he pushes my product, am I giving the doctor any commission?
Yes, we are.
And how much would that be?
This would be around 50 rupees per unit.
50
50
per
to
unit.
100 rupees.
Okay. So I see that there is a major price difference. I mean, in 3 years, the doctor would be getting 50 rupees.
Yeah.
And here, the doctor is getting 1,500 in a year.
Yeah.
So this looks like a probable reason why the doctors are not pushing the product. There could be other reasons that could relate to the perception to your brand, but since
Okay.
your brand is 10 years old,
Yeah.
so I don't think that is a problem. The other issues can be with the product itself.
Okay.
Is that a possibility, or
Let's look into that.
Okay, right. So with the product, so that would bring us to experience, where I would talk about the use experience.
Okay.
So broadly, if I think about the product, there are two major aspects. One is the function of the product, and second would be the design.
Okay.
In design, we will talk about its form as well.
Okay.
So functionally, is your product foolproof and 100% accurate measure of BP?
See, if the strap is tied properly, it will be accurate. However, if it doesn't, we're not tying the strap properly, then there might be some certain
Okay.
inaccuracy.
Inaccuracy. So you mentioned the strap.
Yeah.
So that brings us to design. So does the strap attach properly each and every time, or is there possible glitch?
So we have experienced certain complaints
Okay.
about the strap not getting tied properly, and hence the ratings are not very accurate.
Okay. Okay. Right. So we have a design issue with the product as well.
We might, yeah.
Okay. So we have identified two problems till now. One is the influencer issue,
Yeah.
and the second is the design issue.
Mhm.
Are there further issues with the product?
No, I think, but this might be a case that the doctor is also exploiting. Doctors also know this, and hence they are exploiting this to create a negative impression.
Okay. Okay. Right. So would you want me to give recommendations?
No, I just wanted to summarize this whole thing.
Right. Okay. So my client is a pharma company, a well-established company with a sugar measuring device in the market. It recently launched a handheld device for measuring blood pressure, which is one of its kind. The closest competition it faces is from the traditional BP device, which is administered by the doctors. Upon opening up the customer journey, we figured that the problem actually lies with the doctors because they are losing out on revenue. And because the product has a defect also with the strap, they are not pushing the product in the market.
Yeah.
Because of this, we have not been able to meet our targets by a significant amount.
Sure. Thank you. Diya, can you share your approach to the problem, please?
Sure. So the statement is pretty open-ended, like we saw. It was mentioned handheld device. Sales not picking up. So these are the questions that you need to ask in your preliminary questions to understand more about the product. So understanding, I followed the basic CCPC approach that we have, asking about the company, the product, the competition, customer, etc. to understand factors such as my client is a well-known brand, it is a unique product, it faces competition from a substitute, and the problem actually is occurring in one channel, which is the hospital channel, which helped me streamline the problem further. Before going into my customer journey approach, which is actually a demand side of solving the problem, I clarified whether we are facing any supply side issues or not in the beginning. After that, I lay down my typical customer journey framework that we follow here at IIM Lucknow, which is of need, awareness, affordability, as I explained in the case. After laying down the initial structure and explaining what we would be covering under each bucket, I asked the partner under which bucket should I focus. So this actually saves a lot of time during a case. Also, the partner in the case was actually very helpful because he was giving me a lot of information, and when it came to the problem of strap, he was actually throwing a very big hint at me. That's why I stopped discussing the function and move to design immediately. So it is very important to catch those hints because usually the partner is actually there to drive the case for you and help you with it.
Yeah, so I just have one more point to add here. So whenever the question is around budgeted sales or say estimated sales, one should always question how did the company or the client arrive at the estimates. So here when I say that 60% our actual sales are 60% lower than the estimates, so the candidate should ideally question how did the client arrive at those estimate numbers, and then if the estimate is correct, then we can further delve into the problem, say what are the reasons behind the possible difference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.